All right, guys, let's do this thing. I'm going to do this unedited, completely off the cuff, just speak to you guys one-on-one and sort of get my story out there, how this room came to be, why I collect, and sort of the channel going forward. So to start off, my name's Rick. I'm 34 years old, and I was born in 1989. And in my opinion, the best era there ever was the 90s. I mean, we're talking about the birth of Sega and Nintendo. You've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Pokemon. The list goes on and on. I mean, every big thing about the 90s just was such a huge part of my life and my childhood. Dragon Ball Z, Goosebumps. I mean, the list goes on. You can see it, decorated all over this room. And it meant a lot to me. I mean, I connect with my childhood more than anything in my life. It's just, it was such an amazing time to be alive. I have so many great memories. And that's sort of where this room came to be, and really how it came to be was actually a little bit of a tragic story, to be completely honest. Sort of like I said, growing up, I had a twin, and we got to experience all of it in succession. I mean, when Nintendo came out, we had Nintendo. When Sega came out, we had Sega. When GameCube came out, we got GameCube, and we were lucky enough to just really experience everything, when it was released, and played the crap out of it until it got its use and went into the basement. And so we accumulated and really saved everything from our childhood, including all the games, all the consoles, all the action figures. I mean, comics, you name it, we kept it. And we stored it in my parents' basement. Well, as you get older and, you lose interest in some things, I was getting into more modern gaming, and when Halo 2 came out, I got addicted, and that's the time you're getting into girls, for me, getting into girls, and you just, you're a teenager, you sort of, it's not that games weren't as important to me anymore, but I was just growing up. I was, getting into other things, got into cars for a little while, working out, I started working out. And those things just started becoming memories, and so they just kept getting piled up in the basement. And as I got older and just got into my career, I'm a firefighter, I just forgot about that stuff, It was still there, it still meant something to me, but it just, it's not like I wanted to go play it or I had a thirst for it or anything like that. It started collecting dust. And it was around the year 2016, there was a serious flood in my parents' basement. And I mean, I have pictures, it's like three feet of water. And it destroyed everything. Games, consoles, pretty much every single thing. My entire childhood was destroyed in this flood. And my father at the time, not thinking to maybe try and salvage anything, ordered a dumpster, and everything was trashed. It was gone. I mean, everything from Nintendo all the way to GameCube, just, gone. And at first, it didn't really faze me, to be completely honest. It sucked. It didn't feel good, but I just, again, wasn't really feeling the urge to kind of dive back into that stuff. And it wasn't until, I want to say, 2018, so a few years later, my little brother, who had lived in the house much longer than I, after I, grew up, moved out, and things like that, he had texted me and said, "Hey, I think I found your old Game Boy." And he sent me a picture of this. It's got a new screen and a new back, because those are always missing. And I was looking at it, and something hit me. It really hit me. And to go over there and to pick it up and hold it in my hands, so many memories flooded back. I remember getting this at the pickup window at Toys R Us. And my twin at the time, he got the kiwi color. And I just missed it. I missed that time in my life. I missed sort of being able to reconnect with those types of memories by physical, tangible touch. And this was the only thing, other than some some Yu-Gi-Oh cards that he had salvaged. That was all that was left of basically my childhood, and this is what started it, this little Game Boy Color, and I started getting some games, and some complete in box games are ordered. I think the ones up there, Super Mario Land, and Super Mario Land 2, and it bit me. It bit me pretty hard, and from then on, it's when I just started sort of recollecting everything, and I went crazy. I wanted everything that I had as a kid back, and it really didn't matter the dollar amount. I've never been sort of the type of person to worry about money. I love my job. I've been a firefighter for a little over 10 years, and I love what I do. So I've tried to base my life off memories, things that I just enjoy doing. And when it came to collecting, I just wanted it back. It didn't really matter to me the lengths I had to go, or how hard I had to search. It's what I wanted to spend my money on. And I got lucky. I think I sort of got into it right before the pandemic hit. So to me, a lot of the prices were still fair. I was still able to go to yard sales, thrift stores, and find some things. Deals were still great on eBay. Nothing is cheap anymore. There's nothing that you can get up for a deal. But that's sort of what happened. I just spiraled into the whole of collecting, and specifically trying to collect my childhood. And that's sort of what I've dedicated this room to, the things that just meant a lot to me growing up. And it's really just sort of my fortress of solitude. I love coming in here. I love, gaming in here. I still game. I still play a lot of the, modern first-person shooters and things like that. Still a very competitive person. But I like coming in here and just reconnecting to my memories. And I think everybody should have this, like a spot like this. So I'm probably going to cut it here. I don't know what else I could say. I mean, I'm sure there's things I could talk about more in depth. The future of the channel, actually, if you can tell, there's really no direction of this channel. I post what I want. I post things that I find fun. I'm never shooting to make YouTube my primary source of income. I love firefighting. I love my job. I could be a millionaire and still would show up to work every day. This is just something for fun to me, share with you guys. I'm getting older now, and you try and stay as youthful as you can. And I know where this beanie light. I do have a full head of hair. I've not gone bald yet. I don't think I will, but just so you guys don't call me a creepy old 34-year-old bald guy. I'm not that old yet. But yeah, I'm going to try and do some more specific collection videos, things that are, maybe odd in my collection, or things that I got cheap, things that are in my collection that are super expensive. But it's slowly growing. I've collected, I would say, majority of the things that I want. I'd say 85% of, not necessarily my childhood, but things that staples in my collection are here, grails in my collection are here. There's a few loose ends, but now it's really just about, the joy of the hunt. I like collecting, more specifically hunting, and giving back to people. I've got a buddy of mine, I've got some friends that I network with, and if I find something cheap, I give it to them either for free or what I paid for it. I'm not trying to make a profit on anything that I find at yard sales, garage sales. And every once in a while, there might be something I'll put up for sale, but for the most part, this is just a fun hobby for me. It's just a way for me to reconnect with my childhood and the things that I love to do. So yeah, I probably babbled a little bit. Some of the stuff I said might not make sense, but that's sort of the story and why we're here. So you're gonna see a lot of random things from the channel, but if you like this sort of content, stick around. I might do some yard sale videos because I get really lucky. Honestly, I don't know if I've just got like a rabbit's foot up my butt or something, but I've gotten some crazy scores at yard sales. I mean, stuff that if I put on the internet would blow you guys. You wouldn't believe it, but I've got the proof. So you'll see a little bit of everything. I do a lot of cosplay. I love the retro scene, arcades, modern gaming. I'm big into fitness. So there's just a lot of stuff coming to the channel. So if you like it, stick around. So thanks a lot, guys. See ya.